Hey, what's up guys? John from Old Running Farm here. Thanks for joining us. In today's video, we're going to give you 7 things we learned during our first year of serious flower farming. Let's get to work. Number 1 is it's a little difficult to have consistent blooms all year round. So when we first started out, we had alliums and tulips and daffodils, and all those things came up real early. We had a light winter, so those did really well early in the season. But then we had a kind of lull period right after that where not much grew. Then we had things like saponaria that shot up real well, but we didn't succession sow them, so after that initial boom, there was nothing. So, there are things like zinnias where, these will grow other little buds, and so when you cut them, you just make sure that there's room for those buds to grow out. I think amaranth is...
Yeah, it's branching.
It's branching. Thank you, Catherine. So, those things you can cut, and if you strategically cut them, they'll grow faster, they'll grow bigger, and they'll just grow more. So that way you can keep cutting them, and you'll continue to be able to fill out bouquets and still have the plant grow. Number 2. The importance of straight stems. So you can see we have these little string lines running between the two rails of the fence. So we have some dahlias that have grown straight up. We did a good job of making sure it was in there nice and tight. So then you have a nice straight stem. That way when you put it into the vase, it stays straight. But if you see like these right here, and I don't know if you can zoom in on that. So these were not contained within the string. So now there's a 90-degree angle right here. When the flowers try to find the sun, they're going to turn whichever way the sun is. So if the sun's up here and the stem's going this way, it's going to then turn, and it's not going to look as good in the vase. Number 3, color blocking. So one of the things we're definitely going to do next year when we lay out our big gigantic garden on the far side of our property is try to seed by color. So we have all of these beautiful zinnias over here. The only thing that is a little bit difficult is that, we have pinks and reds and whites and yellows and peaches, and everything is all mixed together. So next year what we want to do is separate those by color so that we can have a real clear understanding of like, all right, we know we need some more reds, we need some more pinks, we need some more whatever. I think it'll just make everybody's lives easier to plan and make arrangements if we have everything set up by color. Also, bonus tip, we need to work on our self-control when it comes to planting so close together. As you can see, I'm in a veritable sea of zinnias, and it's also beset on the side by a giant raspberry plant and kale/weed ocean on its other side. So it's a little difficult to get to.
It's also not good for the health of the plant.
It's also not good for the health of the plant. You can see, is this powdery mildew right here?
Wait, hold on. Yeah. So
that's not great. So they would certainly do better if they had some more airflow and space. So while we're on the subject of color, let's talk about red. Apparently nobody likes red. We thought red was a great color. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's nice. But apparently, people don't like red. We heard, I forget who it was who said that in like one of their videos or a podcast we were listening to, something like that. They just said that people don't like red when they buy flowers. And we found that to be true. So take it as anecdotal evidence, but like everything we put together that had a lot of red to it, that always sat on the table and did not sell. So I think next year, much less red and more rainbow. Number 5, Mother's Day. So Mother's Day is the biggest floral holiday in the world, at least in the US, more so than Valentine's Day. So we were a little bit unprepared for it. We didn't have quite enough early blooming things. Like I said earlier, we had alliums, daffodils, and tulips. But if we had more early blooming things, we definitely would have sold more. It was a crazy day. We put together as many arrangements as we possibly could, but we just could not keep the flower table full. So if we had much more early blooming stuff, we would have been much more successful, and definitely something we're going to be planning for next year.
That means I get to go bulb shopping.
that does not mean you get to go bulb shopping. No more bulbs.
Seems to mean I get to go bulb shopping.
There's no more bulbs.
I've already ordered more bulbs.
Did you really?
Yeah. Like ages ago.
Number 6, putting spring bulbs in rows. Number 6, putting spring bulbs in rows instead of into the landscape. So originally we thought it would be cool to have daffodils and tulips just kind of everywhere. We put them in between some of our trees in our orchard closest to our house. We put them along the fence line over here, and we just thought it would be cool to have them popping out of the grass and stuff like that. But it turned out it was a lot of maintenance to try to keep all the grass down around them. And then also, you know, our landscaping guy just would kind of run them over sometimes. So maybe he should be fired.
And it was a pain in the butt to need to walk all around the whole entire yard looking for what was in bloom.
It sure was. So it's going to be a lot easier, I think, with our big garden on the far side to plant all kinds of flowers and all kinds of new bulbs that Catherine is going to order.
They're already ordered, man.
Okay. So no more new ones. No more, right?
Right. Peanut, what do you think?
Number 7 is the importance of filler. So this right here is yarrow. And one thing that we did a little bit of planning for, but I think we should have planned more of, was having enough filler. You know, you can put a bunch of zinnias and dahlias in an arrangement, it's going to look gorgeous, but then it's going to use up a bunch of zinnias and dahlias. We relied heavily on mint earlier in the year, which was great because it was a great bright green filler and an aromatic, so it always helped the arrangement smell really good and it lasts a really long time. We could also take trimmings of those that did not sell and stick them back in the ground. But we eventually used that up. You know, our yarrow is actually coming back a little bit, but we used that up a lot too. So I think going forward, we're going to have a lot more filler, and we're going to focus on that when we go towards seed buying in the winter. Bonus tip, weeding is really important. It makes it a lot easier to pick your flowers, and it also helps them survive and be healthier. Right now, this is our greenhouse. You can see this little guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
Weeds grow here.
we didn't plant this, but weeding sucks. I hate weeding, so we don't do it, and we should do it, and I'm sure we would have more success if we did, but we busy, man. We busy.
Very busy.
Very busy. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Hope y'all learned something. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Give this video a like. And as always, please subscribe. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye.